All right, picture this, right? Game 7, NBA Finals, you got the Super Bowl, the World Cup final.
Yeah.
I mean, the energy is just, it's palpable. Everyone knows the stakes, right? It's all on the line.
Yeah.
Now, think about how you approach your business or your career. Are you bringing that same intensity, that same drive to win? Or are you just kind of hoping to not get totally crushed?
I love that analogy because that's exactly the core of what we're diving into today. We've been spending a lot of time with Hunter Ewing's book, The Playmaker's Guide to Marketing Victory. And honestly, it's all about that shift, going from just surviving to actually engineering your success.
You hit the nail on the head there. Ewing lays out this framework, the Playmaker framework. And the thing that really struck me is he's not sugarcoating it, just pure effort. Not enough. He actually says, and I'm quoting here, relentless activity without a clear target is wasted energy. I think about it. You're putting in the hours, but are you getting the results you want? Are you actually moving the needle? This deep dive, it's all about giving you those shortcuts, understanding how to be more strategic, how to move from just being busy to actually making those high-impact plays.
So let's map out our game plan for this deep dive into Ewing's playbook. All right, we're going to hit those key stages he outlines, starting with the most important thing, the mindset of a champion. What does it actually mean to think like a winner in the business world? Not just the rah-rah stuff, but the real deal.
And then we can't forget about the competition, right? Like Ewing says, going in blind is a recipe for getting blindsided. So we'll dig into that, understanding who you're up against and how to position yourself strategically.
After that, we'll tackle building that brand identity that people recognize and trust. He uses this great analogy, your brand is your team's jersey. It needs to be instantly recognizable. Then we get to the fun part, the offensive strategies, the heart of the PLAY framework. Positioning, leveraging systems, aiming for the right fans, and yielding tangible results.
But hold on, a true champion doesn't just play offense, right? You got to have a strong defense too. So we're going to look at how to protect yourself from the competition, and this is huge, how to keep your existing customers coming back for more. Loyal fans, they're the foundation of any winning team.
Couldn't agree more. And finally, we'll touch on how to scale those wins you create and build a business that can really go the distance, long-term growth.
Our goal here is simple. We want to extract the most valuable stuff from Ewing's guide. Those nuggets you can actually use right now to be more strategic and informed in your business. We want to help you move from just hustling to truly operating like a playmaker. Are you ready to dive in?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right, so Ewing, right off the bat, he lays the groundwork, and it all starts with that mindset we talked about. Section 1, building your championship team. He jumps right into the locker room talk of them. Do you have the mindset of a champion?
Yeah, this is where it all begins. He doesn't mess around. Showing up and working hard, that's just table stakes. It's like having a team full of energy but no game plan. They're running around, sure, but are they scoring points? Are they getting closer to the championship?
It's like he's saying if you're running in the wrong direction, all that effort, it's for nothing. And it can lead to burnout, wasted resources. He draws this really sharp contrast between the loser mentality, the I just need to grind harder or hoping for some lucky break, versus the champion mentality.
The champion mentality is about figuring out how to attract the right customers, making sure your marketing actually leads to sales, not just likes and shares. It's about strategy.
And he points out some of these traps, that keep businesses stuck. One that really resonated with me was that whole belief that effort equals results. It's like the person trying to dig a hole with a spoon. Yeah, they're putting in effort, but are they going to get very far? Not compared to someone with the right tools, the right approach.
Another big one he highlights is constantly reacting instead of being proactive. So many businesses are just waiting for things to happen, hoping customers will magically find them, waiting for the market to shift. But champions, as Ewing says, they play offense. They decide what they want, they take action, they create marketing that actually brings in customers.
And the third mistake, I think a lot of people fall into this, is settling for survival instead of aiming for real growth. If you're just trying to make it through the year, that's probably all you're going to do. Champions, even when they're starting out, they think bigger. They're not aiming for average. They want to dominate their field.
And that leads right into what he calls the MVP mindset shift. It's taking ownership of your outcomes, focusing on what's possible instead of the obstacles, and really making sure your energy is going towards things that actually contribute to revenue, to expansion, to success. He makes it clear, if you don't nail this mindset piece, the rest of the strategies won't work as well.
He even gives you a championship mindset checklist, actual steps like doing a mental reset, looking at where you're spending your time, making sure you're playing offense, setting those ambitious goals. It really forces you to take a hard look at yourself.
Moving on from the mindset, Ewing then says, look, you got to understand the playing field, you got to know your competition. Chapter 2, Scouting Report, Studying the Playing Field and the Competition. His point is, you wouldn't walk onto the field without knowing who you're playing against, right? So why do that in business?
Exactly. He uses this analogy, and it's so true. If you don't know your competition, you're playing blindfolded. Hoping for the best, that's not a strategy. Business, it's competitive. Your potential customers have choices, and there are other businesses out there trying to get their attention.
He talks about this rookie mistake, just ignoring the competition altogether. Some business owners think, well, I just got to focus on my own thing. But championship teams, they study their opponents, they look for weaknesses, they figure out how to exploit them. You don't have to copy them, but you got to know their game.
So how do you do this scouting report? He lays out this 4-step playbook. Step 1, figure out who your main competitors are. The 3 to 5 businesses in your space that are getting results, they're advertising, they seem to have loyal customers.
Once you've got them identified, step 2 is analyze their strengths and weaknesses. Look at their marketing, their products or services. What are people saying about them? What are their shortcomings? Where are they dropping the ball?
And that leads to step 3, which is finding those gaps you can dominate. This is where you start to think strategically, right? What are customers not getting that they need? Where are your competitors messing up? How can you create that advantage? He gives examples like, maybe your competitors are known for terrible customer service, so you focus on being super responsive. Or their pricing is confusing, so you make yours simple and transparent.
And the final step is to actually create your winning strategy based on what you've learned. What makes you different? How is your marketing going to stand out? How are you going to address those weaknesses you found in your competitors? He's really emphasizing that it's not about being okay at everything. It's about being amazing at one specific valuable thing.
He contrasts those businesses that just operate in their own little bubble,
Yeah.
totally unaware, with the ones that are studying the landscape, creating a winning strategy. He asks, which one are you? And then he gives you actual steps to start building your own competitive scouting report.
Okay, so you've got the mindset, you understand the competition, now you got to establish your identity. Chapter 3, building a brand that stands out. He comes out strong with this statement. If people don't recognize you, they won't buy from you.
So true. He brings back that analogy of the team jersey. Your brand needs to be instantly recognizable. He says so many businesses are forgettable, not because their product is bad, but because their branding is weak. They just blend in, they don't grab your attention.
And in a crowded market, being forgettable, that's a death sentence. He outlines these 3 things that strong brands do really well. 1, they have a clear message. People instantly get what you offer and why they should care. 2, they have a consistent look across everything they do. And 3, they connect with people on an emotional level.
So how do you actually build this kind of brand? He gives you a 4-step process. First, define your brand identity. Who are you? What do you stand for? What feeling do you want to evoke? If your brand was a person, what would their personality be like?
Second, create that visual identity, your signature look. Think about those iconic sports teams, their colors, their logos, they're so recognizable. He talks about consistently using your primary colors, your fonts, your logo everywhere. Inconsistency just confuses people, it weakens your brand.
Step 3 is crafting that memorable message, your slogan, your tagline. Think, just do it. Think different. It needs to communicate the essence of your business quickly and in a way that sticks with people. Focus on that main benefit you offer and express it in a powerful way.
And finally, consistently deliver a championship-level customer experience. This goes beyond just the product, it's the whole experience. He uses Nike versus a generic shoe. Nike sells the feeling of being an athlete. Do your customers feel valued? Is your service excellent? Do they feel good about supporting you?
He really drives home the benefits of a strong brand. Customers remember you, they trust you, they become loyal. You might even be able to charge more because of it. And he gives you some first steps to start building your brand today.
All right, we've got the foundation. Mindset, competition, branding. Now we're moving into the proactive stuff, playing offense, scoring in business. Part 2 of the book. And this is where the PLAY framework really comes into play. He starts by saying, look, you can't win by just playing defense. You need a way to consistently attract customers and generate revenue.
And that's what the PLAY framework is all about. The first element, P, is for position yourself as the MVP. That's chapter 4. And he's not messing around. He says, nobody remembers the guy who sits on the bench. Customers don't buy from the second best option.
He argues that how you position yourself is often even more important than how good your product or service actually is. Think Apple, Starbucks. Are they objectively the absolute best in every way? Maybe not, but they're positioned as leaders, and people don't even consider the alternatives.
He makes this clear distinction between the MVPs, the leaders who attract business, and the bench warmers who are always struggling. Are you the superstar or just another phase in the crowd? And then he lays out this three-step strategy for becoming the MVP.
Step 1. Own a specific niche. Don't try to be everything to everyone. The more focused you are, the easier it is to dominate that space. Like a fitness coach who specializes in helping busy professionals, or a real estate agent who only works with first-time homebuyers.
2. Build your reputation as the go-to expert in your niche. Being seen as the expert, that builds trust and lets you charge more. He says, create valuable content, get featured in media, use testimonials to show how good you are.
And 3, craft a compelling brand story. People buy into stories. Clearly communicate why you started your business, what you believe in, what problem you're solving. Your story helps people connect with you on an emotional level.
He ends the chapter with actionable steps you can take right now to start positioning yourself as the MVP. Define your niche, build your authority, tell your story.
L in the PLAY framework is leverage systems to run plays automatically. Chapter 5 is all about working smarter, not harder. He starts with this truth. Winning teams don't wing it. They have playbooks, they have systems, they have strategies.
He points out that a lot of small business owners, they try to do everything themselves, every email, every social media post. But if your business relies solely on you, you don't have a business, you have a job. Real businesses are built on systems, not just on one person working themselves to death.
He says if you're doing everything manually, you're limiting your growth. You can only work so many hours. The key is to create systems that can run without you so your business can grow even when you're not working.
So what should you automate? He gives you 3 main areas. First, automate your customer follow-up. Use email autoresponders, CRMs. Make sure you're staying in touch with potential customers.
Second, streamline your sales and payments. Online checkouts, automatic invoicing, make it easy for people to buy from you.
And third, automate your marketing. Schedule social media posts, set up automated ad campaigns, design email sequences that nurture leads. Marketing doesn't have to be a constant manual grind.
He gives you specific steps for each of those areas. The idea is to stop being the bottleneck in your own business and create a machine that can grow without you.
All right, the A in PLAY stands for Aim for the Right Fans, Chapter 6. And this is a bit counterintuitive. He says, if you try to sell to everyone, you'll end up selling to no one. He's saying you're wasting effort trying to appeal to everyone, including people who will never buy from you.
It's like a football coach trying to recruit anyone off the street. Not everyone is your ideal customer. Some people will never buy, some might buy once. But your real goal is to find those true fans, the ones who love what you do and keep coming back.
He introduces this concept called the fan loyalty formula. Step 1 is to define your ideal customer. Who are they? What do they need? What are their problems and aspirations?
Step 2, this is interesting. Stop trying to attract the wrong people. The ones who always complain about price, take up all your time, and never buy. Your marketing should speak directly to your ideal customer and repel the ones who aren't a good fit.
Step 3, create marketing messages that resonate with your ideal fans. Talk to them directly, address their specific needs and desires, show them you understand them.
And finally, engage with and reward your loyal fans. Give them special deals, create loyalty programs, stay in touch with them. Loyal customers spend more, they stick around longer, and they tell their friends about you.
He gives you steps to aim for the right fans, define your ideal customer, target your marketing, create irresistible offers, and track who's responding.
And the last letter in PLAY is Y, which stands for yield results by executing with speed and confidence. This is chapter 7. And he's very clear. If you hesitate, you lose. The winners are the ones who take action, they move fast, they don't get stuck overthinking.
He compares the hesitator, who spends months planning, to the executor, who gets things done within 24 hours. The executor gets feedback faster, learns by doing, and can adjust quickly. The market rewards action, not perfection.
He has this concept called the 24-hour rule. When you have an idea, take some action within 24 hours, even if it's a small step. This keeps you moving and prevents good ideas from dying in a notebook.
And he also emphasizes that while speed is important to get started, consistency is king in the long run. A lot of businesses have bursts of activity, but they don't maintain it, and the results fade away. True success is about showing up consistently, day after day.
He gives you ways to become more action-oriented and build consistency. Implement the 24-hour rule. Don't be a perfectionist. Embrace testing and learning. Create daily habits that move your business forward.
So that's PLAY, positioning, leveraging systems, aiming for the right fans, and yielding results. But like any good coach knows, offense is only half the game. We're moving into part 3 of the book, Defense Wins Championships.
We've got to protect what we've built and keep those customers coming back. He points out this common problem. Business owners are so focused on getting new customers that they neglect the ones they already have. It's like filling a leaky bucket.
He lays out 3 pillars of championship-level defense. First, customer experience. Make your customers feel valued at every touch point. People leave because of bad experiences, not just because of a bad product. Go above and beyond, respond quickly, personalize their interactions.
Second pillar is customer loyalty. Keep those fans engaged. Make them feel like part of something special. Loyalty has to be earned. It doesn't just happen. Design loyalty programs, communicate regularly, offer exclusive perks.
And the third pillar is customer protection. Protect your customers from the competition because they're always trying to steal them. Address problems quickly. Make it easy for them to do business with you. Be better than the competition.
He says businesses lose customers not because of price, but because they stop paying attention to them. He gives you specific strategies to improve the customer experience, build loyalty programs, and fight off the competition.
Chapter 8 goes deep into defend against the competition. He starts by saying, business is war. Don't be naive and think your competitors will just let you win. They're coming for your customers.
He talks about what to do when competitors start copying you, which is a good sign, by the way. It means you're doing something right. Keep innovating, protect your intellectual property if you can, and focus on building strong relationships with your customers. That's something competitors can't easily copy.
He gives you 3 ways to stay ahead. Understand your customers better than the competition does, be fast and agile, and be willing to do things your competitors won't do.
Then he gets into the underdog strategy. How can smaller businesses compete with the big guys? Well, they're more agile, they can be more personal, they can adapt faster. The key is to think like a fighter, not a defender. Make the competition react to you.
He gives you steps to deal with copycats, build strong customer loyalty as a weapon, and use that underdog mentality to your advantage.
Chapter 9 is about keep your fans engaged, customer retention. He reminds us that it's much cheaper and more profitable to keep a customer than to get a new one.
It's like season ticket holders, those loyal fans who come back year after year. You need a season ticket strategy to keep your customers coming back.
And this strategy has 4 parts. Stay in front of your customers so they don't forget about you. Reward your loyal customers, create a sense of community, and never stop selling. But do it in a way that adds value.
He gives you specific actions to implement each of these. The idea is to shift your perspective from one-time transactions to building long-term relationships.
Chapter 10 is E, execute with consistency. He talks about how lots of businesses have a flash of success, but they don't sustain it. True champions win consistently because they have a system.
The key is to identify your winning plays, the things that actually work, and build a simple, repeatable system around them. This means choosing your core marketing channels, automating your follow-up, scheduling your content, and constantly measuring and improving.
He emphasizes building a daily, weekly, and monthly marketing routine so you're always moving forward.
He finishes this section by giving you steps to identify what's already working, build the system, and create that consistent routine.
Now we're into the final part, the championship run, taking it to the next level. Scaling and growth strategies. This is where things get really exciting. Many businesses hit a wall here. They either break through or they plateau. True scaling isn't about working harder, it's about working differently.
He talks about why businesses struggle to scale. They don't have good systems, they don't delegate, their marketing is inconsistent, they stop innovating. He introduces the Big League growth formula with 3 pillars: automation, delegation, and multiplication.
First, automate everything you can. Lead generation, customer follow-up, payments, billing. The more automated your business is, the faster you can scale.
Second, delegate. Don't try to do everything yourself. Identify the low-value tasks and hire, outsource, or train someone else to do them. Free yourself up to focus on growth.
And third, multiply your sales and profits. Find ways to increase your revenue without working proportionally harder. Raise your prices strategically, upsell and cross-sell to your existing customers, find new audiences, explore passive income streams.
He gives you specific steps to scale, using automation, delegation, smart pricing, and expanding your reach.
Chapter 11 is about master the art of adjustments. mid-season changes. He emphasizes that no plan survives contact with reality. The best businesses are the ones that can adapt. They review their performance, make adjustments, and keep moving.
The mistake is sticking to a plan that's not working, hoping things will magically change. Winners are agile, they pivot, they refine their approach based on data.
He introduces the coach's challenge strategy. Review your metrics, make adjustments, and execute quickly. See what's working, what's not, and change course.
He gives examples of adjustments you might make to your marketing, sales, or customer engagement based on what the data is telling you. The key is to be proactive.
He ends the chapter with steps to create a weekly review routine, make small adjustments, and test new strategies quickly.
And finally, Chapter 12, our review and refine for continuous growth. Championship teams don't just celebrate a win, they analyze their performance, find areas to improve, and plan for the next one.
A lot of businesses, they get a win and they think it was luck. They don't realize it's the result of a process of continuous improvement. He outlines a champion's review system.
He says you should review your marketing, your customer experience, and your operations. For each area, he gives you specific questions to ask yourself. What's working? What's not? Where can we improve? He also gives you guidance on what to do after a big win to keep the momentum going.
He finishes by giving you steps to build your own review system, create a monthly review habit, make weekly improvements, and plan for your next big win.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the Playmaker's Guide to Marketing Victory, the big takeaway is this. Building a successful business isn't just about working hard. It's about having a clear strategy, a winning mindset, just like a championship team. It's about shifting from just trying to survive to actively playing to win, becoming a playmaker in your field.
Absolutely. And one of the most important things we've learned from Ewing is to take action. He talks about the 24-hour rule for a reason. Momentum is key. So for you, our listener, think about what resonated with you from this deep dive. Pick one thing, just one, and take a small step towards implementing it within the next 24 hours. Don't let this information just sit there. Put it into action.
Now that you've got all these strategies and insights, think about your own game plan. What's one play you're going to run differently starting today? Consider the difference between being a bench warmer and being a champion. What mindset shift are you going to make this week to level up your game?
Go back to the parts of the Playmaker framework that really spoke to you and think about how you can use them to achieve your goals, to win in your market, and build a truly successful business.
That's it for this deep dive.
See you next time.